After another passionate night, I was still gripping the bedsheet tightly, breathless and dazed, when David pulled away from me. He gently tucked the blanket around me and said softly, "You've been sweating a lot. Keep your stomach covered or you'll catch a cold. I've turned up the air conditioning by 2 degrees. Once the bath is ready, I'll carry you in for a soak to help you relax." I propped myself up and glanced suspiciously at his lower abdomen. "Huh? Is it over already? But you haven't even." David gave me a gentle smile. "Don't force yourself for my sake. What matters most is how you feel." I was speechless. "Force your head? Who do you think you're underestimating?" Sure, it felt amazing just now, but once isn't enough. Can't he tell I'm subtly inviting him for more? But David was completely oblivious to my silent invitation. "All right, drink some water first to regain your strength," he said, bringing the glass to my lips. I opened my mouth to drink, swallowing not just the water, but all the words I wanted to say. By the time I looked up, he was already in the bathroom. I lay on the spacious bed, listening to the rush of water behind the door, and an empty feeling grew inside me. Sometimes, I genuinely wonder whether I married a diplomatic husband or a perfect superdad. After all, David and I got married through a family arrangement with no real love between us. Earlier this year, my parents kept pressuring me to get married. I was so annoyed that I sent them a list straight from the internet. My ideal husband must have a model's physique, a gentle personality, be both socially adept and a good cook, no smoking, no drinking, no cheating, no gambling, earn at least 6 figures monthly, and be good at everything from literature to martial arts. It was over 1,000 characters long. No carbon-based life form should have qualified. Strangely, my parents didn't complain. They just replied with a grinning emoji. Then David came over, bearing lavish gifts, and formally met my family. I never expected someone to meet such sky-high standards, yet here he was, an ideal match handed to me on a silver platter. I couldn't avoid it anymore. We got married swiftly. And truly, after marriage, David treated me with so much care, I couldn't find a single fault. Whether it was clothes, housing, or travel, I didn't have to lift a finger. He pampered me, even in bed. But over time, I began to feel helpless. David's gentleness crossed the line. He treated me like fragile glass. Just like those jokes online, I'm the kind of woman whose husband won't even go rough in bed. My husband was too tender, while I, a wife, craved something a bit more wild. My motto in life is to enjoy things in the moment. You have to indulge while you're young. By the time you're old and want to go crazy, your body won't let you. The sound of running water finally stopped. David called out to tell me the bath was ready. I let out a sigh, deliberately walking past him without wearing anything. He didn't even glance at me. No reaction. He just looked down, adjusting the belt on his robe. He even draped a towel gently over my shoulders and backed away a bit. "Careful, don't catch a cold." I was at a loss for words. "Thanks," I said dryly. All this effort, and it's like flirting with a blind man. He was so guarded around me, like I was about to pounce on him and devour him whole. I slid the bathroom door closed without even lifting my head. Outside, David stared at the blurred outline of my bare skin behind the frosted glass. His gaze dropped, concealing a trace of regret. He pressed his lips together, turned around, and drank an entire glass of iced water. Just as he was about to head to the guest bathroom, he glanced back at the clothes strewn across the bed. His throat moved slightly. He gave a small cough, then said, "Lisa, I'll take your clothes and wash them first, all right? The hairdryer and face mask are already on the vanity. After your bath, put on the mask and I'll come help dry your hair." I replied wearily, Thanks. You're really too nice." A few seconds later, I heard the door close. David had left. Fuming, I bit my lip and grabbed my phone, angrily tapping out messages to my best friend so hard it made a slapping noise on the screen. Ugh, he's so annoying. Is he made of wood or what? What kind of husband calls his wife Lisa like she's just a coworker? And seriously, after everything, Shouldn't he take the chance to cuddle a bit and keep the mood going? But no, he just had to go wash that pile of clothes. I'm dirty too. Why not wash me while you're at it? My best friend burst out laughing. Ha ha ha, this is killing me. The thirsty wife and the helpless husband. But how are you so sure he's just doing laundry? What if he's in the next room, using your clothes for something naughty? I snorted. In broad daylight? Come on, I was standing right in front of him, and he didn't even flinch. And besides, he's not that kind of guy. He's a total gentleman. Don't think badly of him. My best friend teased, oh ho, listen to you. Lady Lisa's already defending her man, huh? I replied proudly, of course I am. He even prepared a face mask for me. He notices the tiniest things. My best friend responded, I can't with your cold romantic wordplay. You two are hilarious. So, what are you going to do? Once a week, minus one time for your period, minus another time before your period starts again. That leaves just 2 times a month. You're in your prime and living like a lonely widow locked in a cold palace. Want me to introduce you to 31 male models? I immediately replied, no thanks. My morals and sense of decency won't allow me to actually betray someone in marriage. My best friend teased, then what about fake betrayal? That might be okay, right? I started getting curious. Tell me more. She said, for example, just a little bit of green. No matter how cold a man is, if he thinks he's been painted green, he'll go mad. I hesitated, and she laid out her plan in full detail. Next week is your birthday, so I'll throw a party for you. I'll invite a few handsome models and take some photos with them. We'll take one picture without the models, that one you can show David. But for the ones with the models, block him from seeing them. I asked, what if David doesn't care that I blocked him? She sent me a grinning emoji. Then I'll post them to my story, only the ones with the models in them. And I'll gift you the newest lipstick release. Just say it was from the person you love most. Write something vague enough to make him think one of the models gave it to you. If you can fake being drunk that night, it'd be perfect. But since you can't drink, I'll spray some alcohol on your wrists and collar and add a bit of men's cologne. I refused to believe that after all that, he could stay indifferent. After hearing her out, I couldn't help but praise her. You're good. No wonder you're my strategist. Then over the next few days, I'll have to act suspicious to make him start doubting me. I started by changing my phone password and setting up a hidden space on my phone. Tonight, I wouldn't just do a face mask, I'd pamper my whole body. Tomorrow, I had to step out looking perfect from head to toe. While I was still picturing the fiery love life that lay ahead, someone knocked on the door. I jumped, almost dropping my phone into the bath. What is it? David's gentle voice came through. Lisa, it's been almost 30 minutes. Don't soak too long. It's not good for your heart. Okay, I'm coming out now. I quickly dried off and opened the bathroom door, nearly bumping straight into David. He instinctively supported my waist, waited for me to steady myself, then immediately pulled his hand back. I laughed, sorry, I didn't realize you were still standing there. He avoided my gaze, then finally said, it's all right. I startled you first. You must be thirsty after your bath. I'll go get you some water. I tugged on his sleeve. I'm not thirsty. But David had already turned away, not responding. He gently removed my hand and walked toward the water dispenser. You should still drink some. I silently watched his back. Drink. All he ever does is make me drink water. What am I, a cow? And then he said he'd get water for me but downed 2 full glasses himself. So he was the cow. If you're thirsty, just drink. Why make it about me? I couldn't even argue anymore. The bed we'd just fought on had clean sheets now. All the scattered clothes had been tidied away. Wait a minute. Earlier David said he'd wash my clothes. Did he throw my underwear in the washing machine too? I asked, did you put my underwear in the machine too? No, I washed them by hand. He added, don't worry, I'm strong. I cleaned them thoroughly. From now on, just leave it to me. I was stunned. That's really not necessary. But remembering the plan, a small idea sparked in my eyes. Honey, you're just too good. I'm so lucky. I love you. David smiled gently. What's so hard about this? I like doing it. It's what a husband should do. I turned away, pouting. So distant. He'd rather say he enjoys doing laundry than respond to my I love you. After drying my hair, I sat by the bed applying body lotion. Honey, can you help me with my back? I can't reach. Sure. David immediately put down what he was doing and came over. I lay on my stomach, exposing my smooth bare back. His warm hands moved slowly across my skin, not only applying lotion but giving me a gentle massage. His touch was so soothing, I nearly drifted off, but I remembered the green plan and forced myself to stay alert. Honey, can you help curl my hair tomorrow morning? I'm meeting someone important. David never refused anything I asked. Of course. Is it your best friend? Do you need me to book a restaurant? I shook my head. No need, you don't know this friend. They just got back from abroad and asked me out for dinner. Since we haven't seen each other in a while, we'll probably stay out late. No need to wait for me for dinner tomorrow night. As I spoke, I secretly studied David's expression, but his face remained calm, with a warm, gentle smile. You don't want me to come pick you up at night? Oh, come on, I know how to call a car. I feigned impatience and climbed into bed. That's enough. I want to sleep. Just go to work tomorrow. Don't worry about me. David responded with a soft saying nothing more. He turned off the bedside light and lay down on the other side of the bed. The space between us could easily fit another person. Every night since we got married had been like this. We never cuddled like lovers. We just slept in our own spaces. The only thing missing was separate blankets. But maybe because I've always had a weird sleeping habit since I was little, no matter how far apart David and I started the night, I always woke up in his arms. He never once complained, only massaged his numb arm with a quiet smile. He was so good to me, I almost felt guilty. The next morning, I tore through my closet and pulled out a pile of dresses for David to help me choose. I changed into a wine-red gown and asked, Honey, do I look good in this? David nodded. Beautiful. That color makes your skin look so fair. I smiled, twirling slightly as I tugged at the hem. Then I suddenly murmured, oh, but that person doesn't really like it when I wear red. David blinked, his voice dropping. Sounds like a very important friend. Of course. I grinned and made something up. We've known each other for years. He's like a little brother from next door. Only 2 years younger than me, but so much taller. He really grew up well. I turned around and made a measuring gesture with my hand. Yeah, about your height, I think. He's also a model, very disciplined about his physique. Last month, he won an international award and came back to celebrate with me. David lowered his eyes slightly. That neighbor? Your so-called little brother? Without replying, I changed into an olive green dress. Let's go with this one. He loves green. Spinning lightly in front of David, I asked, Honey, do I look nice in this? I studied his expression carefully, hoping to catch a flicker of emotion. But David simply smiled gently. Lisa, you're beautiful in anything. Green looks fresh and suits summer well. His answer was so perfect I nearly scoffed. This boy next door was just a story. He didn't exist. I headed straight to Jenny's KTV lounge. She plopped down beside me, grinning. You're here. Want some real fun? I just hired a new batch of models. I waved her off, lifting my phone. Nothing beats a good game session. Come on, let's climb ranks together. Jenny groaned, but joined in. Her account was jinxed, win 1, lose 2. After 20 matches, there was no real progress. As I got up to leave, she stopped me with a mischievous grin and pulled out a cologne bottle. Wait, spray some of this. Let's see how David reacts. It's our bestseller. She spritzed way too much, and I backed away. Stop. I'll be drowning in it. Out of nowhere, she handed me a man's jacket. It's cold tonight. Wear this back home or you'll catch a chill. The cologne's scent lingered bittersweet, with notes of citrus and tea, fading into cedar and wild grass. It was the scent of a calm, mysterious man. I crept home quietly. The house was dark. Had David gone to bed? Feeling a little disappointed, I kicked off my heels and turned on the light, only to nearly scream. David was sitting silently on the sofa, watching me, like a ghostly shadow. I clutched my chest. Why didn't you turn the light on? You scared me. I thought you were asleep. It's almost midnight. You weren't home yet. I was worried, he said softly. I'm a grown woman. No need to worry. Still, it's late. Go wash up and rest. I yawned, tossing the jacket onto the sofa. Its scent filled the air gently. David's gaze lingered on it, then shifted to me. This jacket, is it that boy's? He asked. I nodded. Yeah, it got chilly. He didn't want me catching a cold. Just as I was about to give the usual cliché, don't misunderstand, David calmly said. I'll wash it for you then. I was speechless. My husband wasn't jealous. He wanted to do laundry for a supposed rival? All I could think was, this is love, but for laundry. David frowned, his gaze pausing on the jacket before slowly shifting to my face. I held my breath, waiting for the inevitable question. Sure enough, he finally asked, that jacket, it belongs to the boy next door? I replied casually, yeah, it was a bit chilly tonight. He didn't want me catching a cold, so he lent it to me for a bit. I was just about to add the classic line, don't get the wrong idea, when David said calmly, all right then, I'll wash it for him. I nearly choked on air. What just happened? A wife comes home wearing another man's jacket, and the husband doesn't get jealous. He wants to do the laundry for his so-called rival? Unbelievable. This must be true love, but for chores. I rubbed my forehead. No need, I'll return it to him tomorrow. Just as I was about to head upstairs for a shower, the phone inside the jacket pocket rang unexpectedly. David was closer. Out of habit, he reached out to help. I rushed over and snatched the phone right before he could touch it. His hand froze midair, eyes locked onto mine. I fumbled a nervous smile and quickly ended the call. Just spam, I said quickly. There's been a lot of scams lately. I didn't want you getting tricked. David nodded slowly. Yeah, you too. Be careful. Stay safe. I nodded like crazy. Right. I'll go shower now. It's been a long day. Okay. I knew he was still watching me. So I deliberately tapped on my phone as I walked away, pretending to be busy texting someone. Only when I shut the bathroom door behind me did I finally breathe out in relief. Before going to bed, I whispered my usual goodnight to David. But tonight, he didn't say anything back. It was the first time he didn't wish me goodnight. I lay in the dark, waiting nearly half an hour. Still, there was no movement beside me. It was like he had fallen into a deep sleep. I felt oddly uneasy, cracked one eye open, and glanced over. To my shock, David was looking right at me. I had no idea how long he'd been watching. His gaze was silent and still, like cold, motionless water, sending a chill down my spine. You're still awake? I whispered. David didn't answer immediately. Then, in a low voice, he asked, Did you have fun today? I stifled a yawn and replied lightly, Of course I did. Wouldn't you want me to have fun while I'm out? He said nothing more. His breathing was calm as he turned over and closed his eyes. As long as you're happy. That's enough for me, he said softly. Good night, Lisa. I didn't reply. I turned my back to him, closed my eyes, and fell into silence. The next morning, I woke up in David's arms again. Still half asleep, I stretched lazily. He was already awake, eyes clear and alert. There were faint dark circles under his eyes. Feeling a little guilty, I quickly pulled my leg back from where it had been draped over his waist. Sorry. I must have moved too much in my sleep. Did I keep you up? Maybe we should sleep in separate beds? I offered gently. David sat up, the faint red imprint on his arm where I'd pressed against him still visible. He repeated my words slowly. You want to sleep separately from me? I nodded. Yeah. Is that not okay? I just don't want to mess up your sleep, especially when you've got work in the morning. Without a moment's hesitation, David shook his head. It doesn't bother me. He emphasized, Lisa, since we're husband and wife, we should sleep together, on the same bed. I chuckled softly. I've never seen a husband call his wife, little plus her name like that before. All right then, no sleeping apart for now. Breakfast was always simple. David heated up a big cup of milk for me. I drank half and felt full, then put the glass down. As usual, David grabbed it, ready to finish it for me. I suddenly pulled it back, spilling some milk on the table. I've had some already, you don't have to drink it, he said, but I always finish it, otherwise it's a waste. I grabbed a tissue to wipe where he'd touched the cup. Come on, that was then, this is now. People abroad even eat separately. We use separate cups for health and hygiene. Besides, I just can't drink now. After a walk to help digestion, I'll come back to finish it. I smiled and asked, right, honey? David seemed amused. He smirked but kept his calm tone. Lisa's right. A true patient turtle. I grinned and stood up. Oh, he invited me to golf today. I have to play one-on-one with him. Don't call or text to bother me, okay? David looked up from his seat. Lisa, I'm good at golf too. Aren't you going to introduce me to that important friend? I frowned. I don't know him. I'll be awkward and have nothing to say. Also, we already arranged to meet. Since we know each other, it wouldn't be polite to bring you along. David wasn't upset, gently asking, so next time can I come? Just give me an hour's notice. I waved my hand impatiently. Oh, let's talk about that later. I'm going to change, it's almost late. Saying that, I went upstairs, but purposely left my phone on the table. According to plan, in a few minutes my best friend would text me from a new number pretending to be the model little brother. Sure enough, just as I finished changing, I heard the phone ringing downstairs nonstop. I adjusted my collar and loudly asked, Honey, my phone's ringing. Who's texting? David said, It's your friend. Oh, what did he say? David was silent a moment, then came upstairs and handed me the phone. Sorry, Lisa, I didn't sleep well, my eyes are tired, so I didn't check it. I clicked my tongue. Oh, then rest well and drink lots of hot water. He's urging me already. I'm going now. David took a pale green jacket from the closet. Wear this too. It's cold tonight. I smiled, cuddled him, and kissed his cheek. Honey, you're so sweet. I love you. Don't wait up for me tonight. If it's fun, I might just stay at his place / Before David could say anything, I quickly retreated. Maybe because of last night's experience, when I got home close to midnight this time, David didn't say anything. He just told me the bath was ready and there was midnight food in the fridge. He'd heat it up if I wanted. I casually replied, no need. I ate plenty outside. I still smelled of male cologne. David's eyes glanced over my shiny bare shoulder as he asked casually, Lisa, where's your jacket? I pretended to be flustered, quickly pulling my collar to hide. Oh, the jacket? Probably left it at the golf course. To stop him from asking more, I cut him off. It's just a jacket, if it's lost I'll buy another. Go to bed early. I'm exhausted from playing. My legs hurt a lot. David's eyebrows slightly furrowed. Golf and sore legs? While lying down, he asked, Are you going out again tomorrow? I knew he wanted me to bring him along. No, he said he has to prepare a special birthday gift for me soon. We'll meet again on my birthday. David's eyes sparkled with a smile, his voice gentle. Is that so? Lisa, I've also prepared a very special birthday gift for you. On your birthday, can we give it to you together? The restaurant probably isn't booked yet, right? I cut him off. That's already settled, but your gift should be just for me. Don't come to my birthday party. Why? His voice softened. Lisa, you don't want them to meet me? I reassured him, no, it's not that. I know you like quiet, but birthday parties are crowded and noisy. You wouldn't feel comfortable. Besides, after he gives me the gift, he'll leave. It's all girls there, and you being a man would make things awkward. Also, such an important birthday, I want to keep some time just for you. I'll come home early that evening. After a while of coaxing, David finally nodded in agreement. Today was my birthday. Jenny had prepared 7 top male models for me, good looks and figures. But to me, none compared to David. When everyone arrived, I followed the plan and took 2 photos, one with all the girls together, and the other, me, the birthday girl, surrounded by the male models. After the photos, I paid the models and left immediately. After posting the photo on my personal page, I nervously kept scrolling on my phone. David is so busy with work. What if he doesn't even notice this post? Jenny took a sip of champagne and said, "How about I repost the one with the model and tag him directly?" No need to be so obvious. Half an hour passed, and I had no mind to open presents. I sat on the sofa holding both my phone and Jenny's, scrolling back and forth. Suddenly, a red notification appeared on Chuok Noyet's app. David had liked her post. I immediately called out, "Look, my husband liked your post." But when Chuok Noyet refreshed the page, that familiar profile picture was gone from the likes list. I was stunned. What? Did I see it wrong? The notification history still clearly showed David had liked it. Jenny grinned mischievously. Don't you get it? He's fooling himself, pretending he hasn't seen it. He probably blocked my story already. Maybe he's sitting at home crying now, thinking that if you keep deceiving him, that's enough. I lightly tapped her. Hey, don't say it like I'm actually cheating. Another half-hour passed, almost 5 o'clock, and David still hadn't liked my post or sent a message. I grew anxious. Gritting my teeth, I decided to post the lipstick Jenny gave me. The caption read, "Birthday gift from my childhood best friend. I love it so much I plan to use it every day. Do you think this color makes my skin look fairer this time?" David finally reacted. First, he liked the photo of me with the male model. Then he commented, "Happy birthday, my dear wife." Then he added under the lipstick post, "My beautiful wife is already fair and lovely, but this lipstick makes her even more charming." At first glance, nothing seemed unusual. But what surprised me was that David no longer called me Lisa. "Why is that?" Jenny said. "Don't you get it? He's in a hurry. Calling you wife marks his territory. But look at how casually he writes it. His hair is green and lush, yet he still sends flowers and hearts." I felt a bit deflated. Does this mean he has no feelings for me? It's just a marriage of convenience, and he doesn't care who I'm seeing? Jenny cleared her throat lightly. Don't think like that. Maybe he's just being patient. At least now he calls you wife, right? I glanced at the clock. It was almost 6. Last night, I promised David I'd come home early to celebrate my birthday with him. According to plan, I was supposed to bail. But then I had a better idea. How about this? You use a straw to leave some hickeys on me and see if he still doesn't react this time. If you're going to play the game of provocation, you have to go all the way. I returned home covered in hickeys, the scent of alcohol and male cologne still lingering on my clothes. I pressed the doorbell and started acting drunk and out of control. As soon as the door opened, I immediately fell into David's arms, accidentally revealing red marks on my collarbone. His breath noticeably quickened. His gaze glanced over then quickly averted as he helped me sit on the sofa. "Why did you drink so much?" I smiled sweetly, wrapped my arms around his waist, and rubbed against him. "Honey, I love you so much." A drunk wife coming home covered in hickeys was like a sneaky cat caught sneaking snacks. Suddenly saying "I love you," was it because of guilt? David didn't understand, or maybe he was pretending not to. He gently stroked my head. "Good girl, I love you too. Rest a bit on the sofa. I'll make some soup to sober you up." I clung to him, the strong scent of cologne nearly overpowering his breath. "No need. I just want to be with you. You're such a good husband. You even know how to make hangover soup, unlike others." David stirred the soup in the kitchen. The reddish-brown broth bubbled in the pot. The mist blurred his face, making it look vague and distorted. He asked, "Who is the person you're talking about?" I stiffened, as if sobering up halfway because I slipped up. "Oh, it's my best friend, ha ha ha. Look at you. Why are you suspicious for no reason? Tonight's birthday party is all girls." I deliberately emphasized, No men at all, really, trust me. When people panic, they often babble about unrelated topics to hide their unease. Oh, right, you said you prepared a special birthday gift for me. Where is it? Can I see it first? Honey? Click. David turned off the stove. He calmly washed his hands. Why would I ever doubt you, my dear wife? Even if there really were men at the party, they probably just walked into the wrong room, right? I agreed. Right. He ladled some hangover soup and gave it to me. I slowly sipped. The house David decorated so beautifully, twinkling starlights hung everywhere. Every corner had brand new cute decorations. He led me upstairs. The gift is in the bedroom. Let me get it for you, but you might not like it. I was doubtful. I don't even know what it is yet. Why do you think I won't like it? He said, because I'm also giving you lipstick, wife. I reacted quickly. Of course I like the lipstick you gave me best. So can you use the one I gave you tomorrow? This time you don't get it, I said as I opened the gift. When a friend gives it, you use it freely without regret. But when your husband gives it, you have to keep it carefully. Every time I see it, I remember you giving me the gift, and it cheers me up. Even I didn't fully believe my own words. Yet David believed every word. The next day, he calmly helped me apply lipstick. He never mentioned the marks I had purposely made. I kept letting him rub my back for 5 days straight until the marks completely disappeared. Then I gave up. Frustrated, I messaged Jenny, free? Let's take a trip. Just say go and we go. Jenny agreed immediately. So I started packing. With music playing on my phone, I rummaged through my wardrobe for clothes to bring. While switching songs, I suddenly heard very soft footsteps. My whole body tensed instantly. David was at work. There was no one else at home besides me. So whose footsteps were those? I grabbed the nearest desk lamp, fully alert. But the footsteps disappeared. My hands began to sweat as I spun around. David smiled, standing at the bedroom door, holding a small leather handcuff. Wife, you're young and playful. I can understand that as your husband. But going on honeymoon with a lover and refusing to come home, that's too bad. An alarm bell rang in my head. My intuition told me David wasn't acting normally. Yet strangely, I felt a strange thrill inside. How did you know I was going on a trip? David calmly pointed to the decorative dolls. Of course, they told me. My scalp tingled as I vaguely recalled these dolls were displayed on my birthday. Not just in the bedroom, but almost every corner of the house had them. I shone my phone light into the doll's eyes. The red lights flickered. I couldn't believe it and confronted him. Did you install surveillance cameras in the house? David calmly replied, Wife, you should feel lucky I only installed them inside the house, not on your body. I laughed coldly, so should I thank you then? He said nothing, just smiled, his eyes flickering with pain. Wife, we didn't have to go this far. David stepped closer, holding the handcuffs. I backed away step by step. He continued, Actually, I know everything. I know you never loved me, so I understand you going out to find someone else. After all, this marriage was forced by me. But, sorry, wife. His eyes reddened. I had told myself to be patient. As long as you didn't bring it home, I would pretend not to see whatever you do outside. But now I can't bear it anymore. I love you so much, wife. Just thinking about you smiling and talking to another man, letting him leave marks on you. No, I can't say that. It must be those men influencing you. You're young and innocent. I forgive you. They're provoking me, trying to split us. But I won't let them win. It's not your fault. It's mine for not protecting you. Suddenly David grabbed my wrist gently, trying to put the cuffs on me. Good wife, just being with me is enough. Leave everything to me, don't be afraid. I will handle everything properly, so we can get back on track. I pretended to struggle but was actually about to slip my hands in the cuffs. David's voice was hoarse, filled with emotion as he held me tightly. He told me he had liked me since middle school, but I never noticed him. Back then, I performed the play The Well-Behaved Little Bunny Who Doesn't Open the Door on stage, wearing a big furry wolf costume, both silly and cute. Completely opposite to him, a kid who grew up closed off and gloomy. Being 5 years older, he had almost no chance to approach me at school. Only after I graduated university did he muster the courage to appear before me. After learning my criteria for choosing a husband, he spent months transforming into the type I liked. When I said I liked men who could do housework, he went to train his chest to look firmer. When I said I liked someone both social and able to cook, he signed up for a chef course at Tandong Phuong, training hard for 2 months learning to handle the pan. David sighed by my ear, "Wife, I'm sorry I deceived you. I should have understood that when I put on a fake mask to come near you. I had no right to expect true feelings in return." I cleared my throat, about to say something. Actually, David quickly covered my mouth with his hand, his face full of pain. "Don't say it, wife. I know you don't love me. It's okay. As long as you stay with me, that's enough." He looked at me with tired, sunken eyes and dark circles more obvious. "Wife, tell me, who is it? Who left those marks on you? Those 7 male models? Do you like all of them?" I wanted to explain, but his hand covered me too tightly for me to make a sound. In a rush, I gently licked the palm of his hand with my tongue, signaling I had something to say. Feeling the wetness in his palm, David froze, unable to believe his eyes as he looked at me. "Wife, did you do all this to protect those men? I just want to know his name, yet you used that way to please me." If I were, David's eyes were both broken and full of pain, while I felt a bit embarrassed. "Just a little lick? Has it come to the point of being called sacrifice? Isn't this reaction a bit excessive?" David grabbed my hand and placed it inside his shirt. "Wife, my body is quite good too. Not worse than those models. Feel for yourself." He spoke almost timidly, in a hesitant tone. "If you like the seductive tricks those models use to attract clients, I can learn them too." As he spoke, David covered my eyes with his hand and then bent down to kiss me. The wet, persistent kisses slid downward. He took off his tie and blindfolded me tightly. Deprived of sight, every other sense instantly became much sharper. He lifted me onto the bed, placing a soft pillow under my waist. He whispered, "That day, what did you and him do? Did he kiss you like that?" David's hair brushed lightly against me, making me shiver and bite my lip repeatedly. He began recalling the past. "Wife, that day you didn't let me drink the milk you left unfinished. But now, it looks like you really want me to drink it." The unfamiliar feeling was both strange and exciting. If I had known pushing him to his limit felt so good, then what was that nearly year-long restraint for? But playing aside, some things needed to be clear. Husband. Actually, I didn't cheat. Those criteria for choosing a husband were copied from the internet to deal with my parents' pressure to marry. The marks, the lipstick, the WeChat messages, even the photos, all staged by my best friend. "I did it just to see if you loved me, if you cared about me. We've been married so long, and you always call me Lisa, which sounds so distant. Even in bed you're gentle and aloof, making me feel like you have no interest in me at all." I talked until my throat was dry, almost confessing every trick I'd played. David just lifted his head, his voice hoarse and low. "Wife, I understand now. It's because I haven't tried hard enough. Even now, you still have the heart to deceive me. This time, you're not lying to me. Actually, I really like how you are now, really." Before I finished, David didn't give me a chance to speak. The perfume he usually wore smelled like a forest after the rain, like moss covering cold stone surfaces. But now, I vaguely sensed, he himself was the real alluring mystery. We clung to each other for over 6 hours. Finally, David reluctantly let me rest a bit, then went downstairs to cook for me. I lay on the bed, eyes dreamy and body exhausted. Had I begged a few times just now? I almost forgot. I felt like I'd gone too far, to the point of numbness. But no matter how many times I explained, he still didn't believe me. When David brought food upstairs, I reflexively pulled myself under the blanket. "Wife, come eat." I didn't want to eat. No appetite. He gently helped me sit up against the headboard. returning to the gentle, elegant husband I once knew. Eat a little, or you won't have strength later. I rolled my eyes. Aren't you done? What do you mean later? David answered slowly. Didn't you call 7 male models? Locking you inside the house, so you only see me. That's a bit unfair for you. Instantly, a name flashed in my mind. One Night 7 Times Wanderer. Is this really David's true level? Probably. It's going to be a disaster. I suddenly felt the old version of David was the best. He wasn't wrong. I still prefer the gentle with limits style. So I shakily sat up, pointing to the phone that had just fallen into my suitcase. Husband, listen to me. Believe me, my phone is there. The neighbor boy contact is actually my best friend's new number. If you don't believe me, call and see, it's really her voice. David kissed my finger. Wife went through so much to soothe me, that's precious. All right, if you don't want to eat, start with some soup first. I wanted to cry, but no tears came. He clearly didn't believe me. I'm really not trying to trick you. I didn't cheat. It was all fake. David looked at me, eyes sad. No need to soothe me. I'll soothe myself. As long as you're still here with me, still willing to talk to me, that's enough. I choked on my words. He's so stubborn, impossible to change. But thinking about it, this really was my fault. If I were in his position, creating all those tricks, then telling me it was all fake, just testing my feelings, would I believe it? Of course not. Once I understood that, I obediently ate my meal. David gently stroked my head and said, "Good wife." I held his hand and apologized. I'm sorry for all the hardships you've endured over the years. I swear everything I said is true. I have never betrayed you. If you really had. David placed a finger on my lips to stop me. All right, my wife. I believe you. Don't say such negative things and curse yourself. After you finish eating, rest a bit. I'll wash the dishes. When he returned, I thought we would continue talking, but instead, David just hugged me tightly. Wife, there's actually something I've kept from you for a long time. What is it? I asked. He said, every night after you fall asleep, I silently hold you in my arms, letting you rest your head on my arm as you sleep. Before, you said you didn't like someone clinging to you too much, so I only dared to quietly hold you and kiss you softly. But now it's different. I can't hold back anymore. Even if you push me away or find me annoying, I won't let you leave. David whispered into my ear, his breath cool against my skin. Good night, wife. I was exhausted and soon fell asleep without saying much. In a dreamlike haze, I felt his arms tighten as if wanting to fuse us together. I will always be with you, until you love me too. For life and beyond, we must always be together. Though David spoke as if confining me, I wasn't restricted in my freedom. The leather handcuffs had been removed last night because they got in the way. While David was cooking downstairs, I took the chance to check my phone. I had planned to travel with my friend Jenny but stayed home instead. Her messages piled up, over 99 unread. I quickly sent 3 apologetic texts explaining everything from the night before. After receiving my lucky money gift, Jenny laughed, saying she guessed something was wrong since I didn't answer her calls, so she didn't come to the airport and left soon after. I asked if she was worried about me, and she replied, "What could happen? You're at home." Not arguing, I changed the topic. Your trick really worked. Good news is he's no longer distant. Bad news is I can't handle this passionate version of David. Even worse, he doesn't believe I faked the affair. The more I explain, the messier it gets. Jenny was skeptical. What? He doesn't believe you? How could David not trust you? It seemed she knew something I didn't, so I gestured for her to explain. She sent a series of voice messages I converted to text. Last night, he reported my shop for suspicious activity and sent people to check. Luckily, it's just an art shop, nothing inappropriate, so all's well. I even sent him footage from the cameras. How could he not believe you? I hesitated. Maybe it's because of the marks on my body? Jenny laughed. Believe his words. I made those marks with a straw. They're tiny circles less than 1 centimeter. No man could leave hickeys like that. I was stunned. David had never left marks because he feared gossip. I thought hickeys were different for everyone in dramas, but why wouldn't he believe me? Jenny said, "There's only one truth. He's doubting you." But don't you like this kind of drama? Wife caught in the act, husband helpless yet unwilling to punish. It's exciting, right? I was speechless and sighed deeply. When David brought the food up, I was still playing on my phone. "So? Want to call someone to rescue you?" He snatched the phone away. "Not being good. You only behave when I lock you in, right?" I quietly observed David. When the mask of the perfect husband was off, he was revealed as himself. His eyes, once soft with a gentle smile, now glowed with passion, intense enough to overflow. What am I to do? I find myself liking this so much. I'm truly addicted to the pleasure of it. If he already knows I only pretended to have an affair, then acting it out with him a little more wouldn't hurt. I glared. "On what basis do you control my freedom? I only texted my best friend, and wasn't it you who stood me up yesterday?" David pursed his lips and once again took out the familiar leather handcuffs. "Wife, be good now." I pretended to resist. "Get away, I don't need this." But though I said no, my hands and feet cooperated perfectly because the small lock on the cuffs was tricky to fasten. David fed me rice. After eating, I deliberately began explaining again that I hadn't slept with that male model. Sure enough, it led to another long, steamy exchange. On Saturday, cooperating with my husband in this forced love, I started feeling nutritionally depleted, my back aching. Recently, David's spirit has been visibly better, his face always genuinely smiling, not just polite smiles anymore. Now he was drying my hair, still gentle and caring as usual. The dryer hummed loudly near my ear. Looking in the mirror at his pitiful little dog-like expression, I teased, "Husband, actually, you've known for a long time that I didn't cheat, haven't you?" David's movements froze, then he silently pretended not to hear and even turned the dryer to a stronger setting. I pressed on, "Husband, have you been deliberately punishing me these past few days?" He stayed silent, even seemed a bit flustered. I unplugged the dryer and stared at him. "Husband, say something." David lowered his head, avoiding my eyes. "Yes, I know you didn't cheat. I'm sorry." Then I was silent. I patiently brushed my hair and began caring for my skin in the mirror. David took the initiative. "Wife, let me tie your hair for you." I glanced at him. "If you want to, go ahead. As long as it makes you happy. I have no freedom anyway." He panicked. "You do, wife, you do." "Sorry, I didn't mean to pretend not to believe you. At first I really believed you, but I was very scared you'd ask for a divorce. Before seeing those strange marks, I truly thought you had someone else. But then, with your half-heartedness, coming and going, making excuse after excuse, I thought maybe you were hinting that I should break up with you." I softly said, "How could I ask for divorce? I had to work so hard to marry you." His eyes welled with tears. "Sorry, I've been too much lately. But I can't help it. I love you so much. I'm afraid of losing you." David gave a bitter smile. "Anyway, I'm 5 years older than you. I'm still young now, you might not see it yet. But when I'm 30, 35, I'll still be 5 years older. That 5-year gap is a distance that can't be crossed. And out there will always be younger, energetic guys. So, what do I have left to keep you by my side?" He knelt half kneeling before me, carefully pressing his face to my hand, like a little dog afraid of being abandoned. "Wife, I love you, truly love you. From how things are now, I think I've ruined everything. With my clumsy personality, my inability to coax, no one could love me. I seem to have no merits, nothing worthy. How could someone like me deserve you?" David closed his eyes. "Forget it then. Wife, let me call you one last time like this. Thank you for giving me the chance to selfishly enjoy close moments with you all this time." His voice choked. "When you finish writing the divorce papers, I'll sign. I won't bother you anymore. I'll leave empty-handed. You can't accept me, but I hope At least you'll accept my money. I picked up the leather handcuffs from the table and raised them. Done now. David nodded. Done. Are you planning to kick me out? I chuckled softly, folded my hands, and offered them to him. If it's done, then lock me up. Because I really like you like this. And who said I want a divorce? I never thought about it, got it? And this thing called arranged marriage, if I hated you, I wouldn't have chosen to marry you in the first place. David looked at me incredulously. What are you saying? I didn't slip anything in your drink, so why? I grabbed his collar and pulled him in for a kiss. The experience had been amazing, but just once. It wasn't enough. Are you serious? Of course I am. I frowned. And who said you don't have merits? You have plenty. Like always being on time for dates, working carefully, keeping your promises. You're thoughtful, loving, especially loving animals. David smiled. All right, I know you're trying to cheer me up. Not cheering, I'm sincere. He tilted his head, looking at me. But I don't think I've ever seen you with animals. How do you know you love them? I took out my phone and showed an old photo. It was from elementary school during a play called The Good Little Bunny Who Doesn't Open the Door. You once said you met me back then, so I dug up old photos. Turns out, I had my eye on you even before. That day there were many real rabbits on stage. The teacher said after the show they'd be taken home to be eaten. But a boy around 10 years old paid to buy all the rabbits, saying he wanted to keep them as pets. If I remember right, that boy was you, wasn't it? I pointed at the corner of the photo, a skinny teenager in a black t-shirt holding a rabbit. David stared for a long time, then nodded. That's me. I said, back then I was afraid you'd buy the rabbits to eat, so I secretly had someone watch you for a while. When I saw you really took good care of them, I stopped. David's lips twitched. So you had someone spy on me back then? I leaned into his arms. So, childhood stories are done? Is it time to talk about adult matters? David kissed the top of my head. His low voice whispered in my ear like... My ears flushed red. Like, you crying while...